So I was speaking to a friend on Discord, and he was launching an offer for a client. I believe it was fitness at the time, but he was having trouble with his market research. So I had a Discord conversation where I explained to him how to use AI to do market research, and I want to share that in this video with you today. So we had a conversation pretty much. You see his reaction. He was pretty, he liked it a lot. As you see, it's pretty cool. That was fire. Anyways, but first, before we go into the actual process of how to do this, let's go through the actual importance of the offer. Why is offer important? Because if you don't have the right offer and you don't have the right messaging, you don't do the proper market research to get the right offer, you end up having an offer that does resonate with your audience, and an offer that does resonate with your audience does not get sold as much, and it may not even sell at all. So now let's go through the traditional way of doing market research. What is the traditional way? Everyone is used to doing Instagram story polls, manual DMs, ask people questions, manual calls, let's say 15 and 30-minute calls, ask questions about your target audience. The goal is for you to get to know them more than they know themselves, know everything about them, know everything about their lives, literally everything that you need to know, all their deepest pain points, deepest desires, so that you can pull on those in your marketing. And there's nothing wrong with the traditional way. But what if you get through this faster, right? What if you use AI to actually come through and completely change the way you market research, do it in a lot faster, more efficient way? Why would you use AI? Why? Because of two things: time and accuracy. Using AI allows you to do everything with a lot less time and same to a higher level of accuracy as if you were doing it manually. So what is the process of you doing it? And well, before we go through the process, you actually going to understand what you need first. So what I use is I have an ICP sheet, and this ICP sheet goes through every single thing that we have about the audience, about our target audience. And basically, this is like just a draft of what I have. As you can see, it's very detailed, and you can DM me on Instagram for what you want. But what I also have is I have content. The ICP sheet is going to be filled out information about the potential future clients, right? So it's going to be all their information. That's the finished product. So what do I put into the ICP sheet? I have information on their content. So I have a description of their content. If you don't have, if you're not able to access their content, you can put a description of the type of content they make. You can also include search those specific reels that go viral, and also specific scripts or the videos themselves. You can get those and gather them all together. Second thing you need to gather up is the coach or client's backstory, right? This can also be with any other. This can also work with any business in general, right? Another thing you're going to need is previous testimonial and customer personas, also interviews, recordings of interviews. You have those, get those transcribed, and also gather those together. We're going to take all of these information, all of these from all these sections, and we're going to use that to build our ICP sheet for our target audience. So how are we going to do this? We're going to use a number of different AI tools. We're going to plug all this information into Grok. We're going to plug into Claude. We're going to plug into Gemini. We're going to plug into GPT. And we're going to prompt them to fill out a ICP sheet utilizing this information, right? Now, on all of these, they're all going to do it a little bit differently, but my favorite is actually Gemini first, probably Claude second, GPT third, and Grok fourth. But all of them, Grok has all the data backed up by Twitter. Get a very good understanding exact real scenarios. Claude, great with copyright, great understanding the specific target, the specific audience more than others, right? Gemini, obviously, with all the data backed up by Google, Gemini is able to do a great amount of research. And then GPT, obviously, about Jamal, I think is probably the best, just all around out of all of them, right? But utilizing each of their strengths, right? I will just take them all and then put them all together into one, and put them in data outputs of the ICP sheets for each of them, and take them and put them all back into either Claude or Gemini or GPT, and tell it to come up with a master ICP sheet and offer statement, right? The offer statement comes from the very end of the ICP sheet, right? So now, what does that do? So pretty much you get to have about 95% accuracy of where of the ICP sheet, and then also superior. I've literally done manual research, right, for a previous client, and then after doing manual research, done an AI research, and AI research literally only took 15 minutes for me to do. And after doing the AI research matched about, I'd say that's around 95% accuracy or matched the manual research about 95%, literally almost word for word. So with that being said, obviously, if you can get just about the same level of work done with higher efficiency with AI, why wouldn't you use AI? Okay, now, so which is better, right? My friend, right? He asked me a question, right? If he should be building an IP off the market research setup as opposed to his own journey, right? It's the same. Or trying to make it's the same shit. I use manual or should I use the AI market research version, right? And other people may be thinking, oh, you're taking steps to something that you can't say lightly, which you shouldn't, or oh, look, it's not optimized, blah, blah, blah. You should be speaking with the actual audience themselves. Well, the solution is, quite literally, don't be dumbass. Just do both, right? So take the traditional way. You can come in, do your historicals, manual calls, right? Take the data from those, gather those all together, take it and include it with these assets, and now include it in your prompting to your general prompts for creating or building out the ICP sheet. And now you get a master ICP sheet that is not only utilizing general information from the web, from the internet, which also includes real people, that are pulled out for forums and such and research, but it's also utilizing information specific to that coach or consultant or business that you're doing market research for. So with all this, you're able to reduce your market research time from being about 3 to 5 days, which it would typically take, depending on the type of audience you're working with, to being about 15, 30 minutes. And at most 1 day, 2 days, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the market research process that I go through for launching clients. I mean, there's a bit more to it that I do on my own, but this is the general aspect of it. Pretty simple. Yeah, but let me know in the comments if this helps. I know what you'd like to see next. But yeah.